The Baltic Summit came at a pivotal time for Europe, which is facing major strategic uncertainties, particularly over support for Ukraine. Escalation between the West and Russia is amplified by recent events which could be considered as elements of hybrid warfare. How are Poland, the Baltic States and the Nordics planning to act to ensure greater security in the Baltic? What are the next steps that could follow in the summit? What about the support for Ukraine? To answer these questions and more, I'm joined by Olevs Nikers, president at the Baltic Security Foundation and former advisor to the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Latvia. Good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening.
So we heard from Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, who said ahead of the Baltic Summit that he will try to persuade Poland's partners for the need of Navy policing mission at the Baltic Sea to secure against the Russian threats. What measures have to be taken in order to do that? And do all of these countries that are involved in this summit have the capacity in order to secure the Baltic?
First of all, I would like really to congratulate Polish Prime Minister on this idea that this is, we really feel like, and we see this is like a last call for the regional partners to consolidate our resources across the Baltic Sea. It was a long discussion among think tank members and occasional also talks among politicians that there should be a unified strategy, naval security, maritime security strategy for the Baltic Sea. And those hopes for that strategy were related also closely to enlargement of NATO. And since we got Sweden and Finland in NATO now, I think we are in the best shape, in the best situation, and actually the moment is right for us to come up with the unified policies, consolidated acts, and consolidated resources, and especially what the Prime Minister was saying that he was comparing the naval situation, the maritime security to the air policing mission, which is already in place for the Baltic countries. But now it's a good time for us to come up with very similar policies regarding the maritime security.
I would like to take a moment because we're talking about the Navy policing, we're talking about the summit, and we also have to mention in that sense, could EU endorse coalitions of the willing strengthen the EU security policy? What is your opinion on this?
That's a million question. We are trying to answer what would be the best way for European Union to come up with the solid, unified and consolidated defense and security policy, and I think this largely belongs to the decisions and to the leaders of the European Union. I mean, Germany and France. But I think since Poland, is quite vividly like undertaking some roles of that leadership, I think we just should follow the suit, as the closest regional partners here, the Baltic countries and Poland. In my opinion, we do whatever it takes to synchronize our defenses across the Baltic Sea, and then so I think we are in the right place and time to convince also the other, the leaders of the Union and other partners when we are looking on the Baltic Sea nations. So I think we have quite consolidated team, of countries here, and then Germany is one of the Baltic Sea nation, which is in this situation, which is not bad.
And considering the summit, which is currently taking place, what do you think will be what do you think will be Russia's response to the summit and actually to the suggestion to have the Baltic security reinforced?
Of course, Russia and Putin would say, everything is going on against Russia, and Russia is being threatened again, and the new policies are being contemplated, which again and again would only bring more insecurity for the region. I think that would be the usual Russia's rhetoric in this situation. But we must understand for ourselves that there are certain things, certain homework, and certain policies that should be urgently implemented. And in that regard, I think we all in the Baltic countries should just applaud Donald Tusk for his initiatives.
I would like to take a moment to take a look at a quote by Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk in Sweden today during the press conference. He said, "We have to be aware, and our group is aware, our support to Ukraine is also something very egoistic, very pragmatic, very rational. It's not only because of values, it's not only because of the support, we support the right for independence and freedom for Ukrainian friends. It is also important because of our individual and European interests," end quote. How are the countries in attendance during this summit are planning to not only provide more help for Ukraine in case the next U.S. presidency is going to turn out to show less support to Ukraine, but also to actually secure themselves and be able to develop their defense strategies?
This is a very ultimate challenge for us these times when we are really following and we are kind of worried of how the Trump presidency, how his administration would be acting and what decisions would be taken regarding Ukraine and regarding basically transatlantic relationship. And here, this is ultimate for the European countries to build up their defense industries, to synchronize their defense plans, and taking more attention and really acting more and planning exercises, joint exercises, not only on tabletop but also live. Real life exercises as well across the region, and I'm looking more on interregional, sub-regional formats of closer cooperation here, and I really refer to the Baltic countries and Poland, to the Baltic countries and Nordics, and of course this is ultimate also for this regional coalition. Let's say for Germany to be engaged, but I think it's time for us really to realize and we understand that for us it's more than necessary to really to consolidate, to build up our industries, and so really proceed with real actions, with the real plans, how we would respond to our regional threats. But whatever Trump administration would propose for the peace in the region and resolving that situation, we Europeans here will deal with the consequences. So this is up to us how we will face it.
Thank you so much. Olevs Nikers was my guest, president at the Baltic Security Foundation. Thank you for coming to the program.
Thank you so much.
And so this would be all for now here on World News Tonight, but I do hope to see you here on TVP World, tuning in for more news and features in just a moment.